Hi guys, Sunday blessings to you all, and I'm just coming on to do this week's tarot and oracle review video for you all. So the deck that I'm going to be showcasing and showing you guys today is the Psychic Tarot for the Heart, which is kind of a tarot come oracle deck, which is by Holland. Now this is a really old used deck of mine, but I tell you what, it's a bloody powerful deck. It's created by Hay House. It's one of their creations. Okay. I'm just looking on the back to see if it kind of gives us any more information about it at all. Okay, so yes, the artwork is cover art is by John Matson and cover design by Charles Muckstravic. So this is the back of the box, and again you can see examples of the deck. But this is an amazing little deck. I really love this. This is the deck I always work with and use if I'm doing any sort of relationship reading, because it's a really good one to tap into the behaviours of things. So it's not the prettiest in terms of like visual energy. It's not an ugly deck, but it's you know, some are more visually appealing. But I always think that this is a very practical deck. And for anybody that has a love for tarot, for anybody that has a love for oracle, this is definitely a deck worth having in your collection. It's not necessarily a tarot deck, it is more of an oracle deck, but it's really powerful. So as we open this bad boy up, we've got obviously the book at the back, and then there's an image of John Holland himself. I don't know if you can see that too well. So we'll look more at the book in a little bit more detail later on. Okay. Now, again, stock quality, anything by Hay House is of great quality, and this actually really shows because these cards are well used, like I said. They are gilded. You can see that they're a little bit sort of battered looking, and that is because I've used these for many years, and even though these are well used, these are still in reasonably good condition considering how much I actually work and use them. So I love the back of these cards. This beautiful green energy. Okay. Now each of the cards have different sort of suits in terms of colours, and the colours indicate different types of behaviour and things that maybe are going on. So that's kind of how this deck works. So I'm just going to start to sort of show you now. These are all mixed up, they're not in any order, but I'm just going to sort of show you the types of cards. So they've all got a number at the top for their suit, the colour of their suit, and then obviously whatever the action is. So in this case, just breathe. And you can see the artwork is really nice. It's an easy sort of formatic artwork. It works in a way where it's easy to read, it's easy to understand. You can get a lot from this deck from an intuitive space, but you can also get a lot from this deck. Obviously, if you were to sort of look at the book as well, there's just loads going on in these cards. So it's a great sort of deck to have. They're really structured, they're really sort of formatted, and they are great to work with for like mental issues, for behaviour, which is often why I use them for relationships, because they give us a lot. I love the fact they've got the chakras in here as well. So all the cards all the chakras are in these as cards, and again you can just see that there's just so much going on here. They're just really easy, they're just really clear cards to read. I love this deck. This deck is easily a 10. You know, in terms of an overall deck and its overall merits, because it's just fabulous to work with. They do a different deck in the same sort of collection, which is the Psychic Tarot, which I might show you another day, which is very similar to this, but I always think this one is more like for relationships. And that's just how I've kind of like perceived it to be, really. But as you can see, loads of beautiful cards, loads of easy to understand messages here, and like I say, the artwork is nice. It's not the most desirable or the most stunning, but it's not the ugliest either. It's just a really nice deck, this one. So I want to show you enough of these so that you can easily see what we're dealing with, but I'll keep a few back as a surprise. This is one of my favourite cards, Joy and Stability. I just love all of that beautiful stardust, magic, light energy in there. So like I say, really powerful cards, really good to work with. when you're doing some relationship work particularly, or shadow work, like with this one, Darkest Fears. You know, that tells quite a lot of information just by looking at that card. So I'm going to show you a few more of these because I want to show you enough. Now this deck is actually a 68 card deck. Oops, so you can see there one of the chakra ones. And as you can see, it's not tarot based, even though they've called it sort of Oracle Tarot. It's not tarot based in any formal way, but I just like it because it's a great Oracle deck to sort of work with, you know. And the colours are really beautiful in this deck as well. There's a lot of visual colour that you can work with. So if you are a reader and if you read from the energy of colour, you know, you can kind of feel and pick up a lot of stuff with this deck as well. Now some of the cards look a little bit dark and a little bit, you know, not depressing, but there's the messages within these are quite clear, you know. So that's what I also love about this deck. You can take so much from it. I think it's one of those decks that everybody should have, to be honest, because it's such a good, you know, it's a great first deck for any Oracle lovers out there, for anybody that's wanting a deck but they're a bit unsure what they should go for, or how that they should sort of work with an energy of a deck. This is definitely a good one to have, because I don't think you have to be an amazing sort of reader to understand these, because the cards kind of do the work for you, you know. So yeah, I just love them. Now obviously, like I say, where they're well used, like this one's got a little bit chipped where the number is. You can see there's a little rip in there. So I might at some point have to rebuy this deck and just sort of touch it up a little bit. And that happens sometimes with decks. When they're well used, when they're well worn, you do find that kind of goes down. But it's not a problem, it's just kind of how it is sometimes. Okay, I'm going to show you one more because there's a really lovely one to just finish on, and I think that's going to be then enough, because I want to keep some of these cards back as a surprise just in case you decide to purchase this deck yourself. So as ever, I'm going to do a card for this Sunday and obviously for the coming week ahead. Oops, okay, we're not having all those, that's way too many. We had like about 3 just sort of fly out then. Bear with me. I think that was just me actually like not sort of holding them properly. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, so like I say, they glide really well. They're a great Oracle size deck, traditional Oracle size. I just love this, these cards. This is a comfortable size to work with as well, because the bundle isn't too many. It's a comfortable handful to work with, okay, which I think is really important. So I'm channeling the energy of the cards for the highest of good, for this Sunday and obviously for the week ahead. What we need to know about, what we need to be aware of. Love Abounds. What a beautiful card. I say this so often, that the energy that we all have to work from is the vibration of love. And I think more than ever before it's needed, because there's so much divide at the moment going on within the world, and that's really what we've got to sort of be mindful and wary of. So I can take a lot from this without even looking at the book, but we will look at the book and see what it has to tell us. So the way the book works then, you've got, as you open up the page, we've got like an introduction here, just as how the cards were kind of born, and everything else. Understanding the card structure, so that's going into like the colours. And then you've got kind of, so basically like you've got here, like I say, the colours represent sort of behaviours and then everything. Then you've got some quite nice looking spread options. There's a few of those in here. And then we're pretty much straight into the meanings. So what's great is that they're all numbered as well. So, oh, excuse my dog if you can hear him going mental. I just want to show you here, it sort of talks about, oh bear with me, Paul's been out on his morning walk. He always does a walk in the morning, and basically he's coming back now, and this is why Oscar's going mental upstairs, if you can hear him barking. So we'll just wait a sec for him to just come through the door before I continue this. Paul's been actually doing really well. So he goes for like a morning walk in the day, and then he goes for another one in the evening. I sometimes join him, but not always, because we're trying to lose our bellies a little bit. So we've got that going on. I just want to say as well, it talks here about the colours, which I think is really important. So it gives you a breakdown of all the colours and their meanings in terms of the energy of the cards, which is really kind of cool. So what I've got to do basically is just find the card here. Bear with me, because they're all broken down into their different suits. And that's the only downside with this deck, because they're not in colour. Obviously, we're lacking in that energy a little bit. Here it goes. So we've got Love Abounds. So we've got like a page and a half really of stuff. So we'll just look at this and see what we've got going on. So it just says here, Love Abounds, and then it's got keywords: trust, optimism, open, radiate. And then it's got here the message. So rejoice when this card appears. It's telling you that you have the potential to achieve everything that you want. The powerful energy of love surrounds you. Use it, listen to your heart, what it is asking you to do. Should you reach out your hand in friendship to someone, offering forgiveness, or make yourself more available? Trust in your ability to create and maintain true, loving relationships. Now is the time to make that happen. Be optimistic and open to all possibilities. Open your eyes, heart, and energy field to receive the bounty that's coming to you. Release any negative thoughts and beliefs around love. They do not serve you, and in fact can prevent love from finding you. This card is a reminder to focus on your beautiful, loving qualities and let them radiate out into the world. By letting your light and love shine, you will attract your heart's desire. So I think that's really lovely. So whether it's, romantic love, or like the card says, friendships, and just the renewal of everything. Like I sort of talk about so often, love is the vibration we all need to work from, which will set everything free. So we've got this big eye that's just opening and seeing the bigger picture, seeing the reality of everything. So I think that's an amazing, amazing card. And also, because it's coming in from one here, one I see is like a numerology cycle of change and new beginnings. So what a fantastic card to have, as we just had obviously the spring equinox yesterday. So hopefully that energy of love is definitely starting to blossom and to grow into our world. So I think that's fabulous. So a great, great clear message there. That's what I love with this book. It's understandable. The messages are clear to follow. They're not sort of so complicated that we can't make sense of anything. Everything is understandable. It's digestible. So this is an amazing deck to have if you are an experienced reader, and it's also a great deck to have if you're perhaps just starting out on your journey into oracle or forms of divination, and wanting something a little bit easy and a little bit gentle to work with. So it's the Psychic Heart Tarot by John Holland. It is an amazing deck, one I thought everybody should have in the collection. Check it out. It's an easy 10. You won't be disappointed. So I'm going to leave the energy of that with you. Stay safe and well, guys. Have a magical week ahead. More videos coming soon. Bye for now.